Okay, let us start with our lecture. I think we have been studied the loop control statements around for loop, while loop, and do while loop in C#. Also, for each statement we have been studied in our last sessions. Let us hope that the break statement, those are the loop control statement, only two statements, that is break statement and continue statements. Those are the loop control statements. We know that these statements are already, we have seen about with the C language, which actually terminates the loop or switch statement and transfers the execution to the statement immediately following the loop or switch. See, most of the time, loop statement or statement may require to break in some after some execution of these statements. Otherwise, we have to stop these loop control, and that will require some break statement. So that will terminate particularly loop or switch statements, and it will transfer to the next statement which was written after the loop or switch statement. So switch statement is a decision-making statement, but loop statement is, we know that it is an iterative statements where the execution of the number of statements where we can execute a number of times. So that will be, we are using the loop, and the break statement is also used to terminate the particularly the loop statements. Any of the loop statement may be while, do while, for, or for each. So there are four different loop control statements, loop statements that we know that for, while, and for, those are the control, and do while, which is the last, it is the exit control statement. And the next continuous statement, it causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retests its condition prior to reiterating. In the sense that we have to skip some remainder, that is the sum of the statements we have to skip. If we want to skip these remainder statements, then continue statement we can use, that will continue the particularly condition where the condition is written at the upper side of the program, and will continue that the next iterative statement. And later on, we can use the particularly break statement, which will break the total loop or switch. Okay, so these are the functions of break and continue statement. Let us see, the next statement is a structure in C#. You can see here the structure where in C# a structure is a value type, data type, value type data type. It helps you to make a single variable hold related data of various data types. The struct keyword is used for creating a structure. So how we can define the structure? We know that we can define the structure where the structure will hold different data types. So the structure are used to represent a record. So this is very important, that you can just see the cursor which is on the record. Structures are used to represent a record. Suppose you want to keep track of your books in library. You might have to track the following attributes about each book. For example, title, author, subject, and book ID. So this will keep a fully one record, that is a title of a book and author of a book, subject of that book, and book ID. So book ID is represented that we have kept this book in our library rack. So that will be a book ID. We have to place the title, author, those are considered as a title of that particular book. For example, C# book, author may be Balguru Swami, subject C programming, C# programming, and book ID will be having the particular number which is assigned by the library. So structure is particularly used to represent a record. Now, these all particularly attributes are having different data types. Let us see that title will have character data type, author will have character data type, subject is also a character data type, but book ID may be a numeric. So this will be having different data types. We collectively represent that structure in C# is used to represent a record. Okay, next. Okay, you can see here a structure is a simply composite data type. So this is a composite data type consisting of a number of elements of other types. A C# is a value type, and the instances or objects of a structure are created in stack. The structure in C# can contain fields, methods, constants, constructors, properties, indexes, operators, and even other structure types. So these are all which we can say that these all we can use in structure. So here we can say it is a composite data type structure which will consist of composite data types. Collectively we can comprise the number of data types. For example, integer, float, double, or character. So it may contain the fields, it may contain methods, it may contain constants, it may contain constructors, it may contain properties or indexes, or even operators, or even other structure types. So there may be including of structure inside the structure. So this is a particularly C# structure where we can comprise the composite data type, that is integer, float, character, double, methods, fields, constants, constructors, properties, indexes, and all your structure types, different data structure types. Okay, next. What are the features of C# structures? You have already used a simple structure named books. For example, we have used the book, that is having the title and the author name, book ID, and the subject. So structure in C# are even quite different from that the traditional C or C++. The C# structure have the following features. What are these features? Structure can have the methods, fields, indexers, properties, operators, methods, and events. So structure may have the methods or fields, indexers, properties, operator, methods, and events. Structure can have defined constructor but not destructors. However, you cannot define a default constructor for a structure. The default constructor is automatically defined and cannot be changed. So we can use the constructor but not destructor in the structure. And we can define default constructor for a structure, but we have to define this constructor differently, and that cannot be changed. Next thing, unlike classes, structure cannot inherit other structure or classes. This is also very important feature, that like class structure cannot inherit other structure or class. Structure cannot be as a base or source, cannot be used as a base class for a structure or other classes. A structure can implement one or more. Function implemented cannot be specified as abstract, virtual, or protected. So structure members cannot be specified as abstract, virtual, or protected. Those are the modifiers. We are using the modifiers to define the members, maybe the public or private or shared or abstract or virtual or protected. So in that, abstract, virtual, and protected we cannot use with the structure. Only public or private can be used. When using the new operator, this is very important, the new operator, it gets created and appropriate constructor is called. Unlike classes, structures can be instantiated without using the new operator. So structure can be instantiated without using the new operator. So if we instantiate the structure in our program, you can do it without using the new operator. But we have to create the object using the new operator. So wherever we create the object, we have to use the new as an operator. New, the word new is a keyword in C#. We know that this new keyword we have already used in C++. If the new operator is not used, the fields remain unsigned and the objects cannot be used until the fields are initialized. Okay, so if the new operator is not used, the field remains unsigned. Whatever the fields will remain unsigned, and the object cannot be used until all the fields are initialized. Okay, so this is very important. All are the C# structure features. See, keep in mind that any examiner can ask you the C# structure features for 5 marks. So this will be different features of C# structures that we can use this structure. In this structure, we can use the methods, fields, indexers, properties, operator methods, and events. We can use the constructors but not destructors, and we can define the default constructor out of the structure. Unlike classes, the structure cannot be inherited in the other structure or classes. Structure cannot be used as a base class for other structures or classes. A structure can implement one or more interfaces. So, anyhow, a structure can implement one or more interfaces. So, structure members cannot be specified as abstract, virtual, or protected. These are also important that we can specify the structure as public or private, and we can use the new operator for creating the object in our structure. But if we want to instantiate, the new operator cannot be used. Okay, if the new operator is used, the particularly it will remain unsigned and the object cannot be used until all fields are initialized. Okay. What is the syntax of our C# structure? The keyword structure can be used to declare a structure. The keyword struct can be used to declare a structure. The general form of structure declaration in C# is as follows. You can see here, we can use the modifiers. What modifiers we can use? Public or private. We cannot use protected. We cannot use virtual. We cannot use shared. We cannot use abstract. So struct is a keyword. Then struct name is there. We can use the struct name. Then structure name will be specified. That is in C also we have developed it. And after that, the brass is given where the structure members will be specified or will be declared. Where the modifier can be private, public, internal, or public. You can say the structure is the struct is the required keyword. This is very important that struct is a required keyword in our syntax. So modifiers may be the private, public, or internal. Okay. So it cannot be shared, it cannot be protected, it cannot be abstract, it cannot be virtual. Okay, that is the feature. So private, public, and internal will be the modifier. We can specify prefix before this struct. Struct is a keyword. Okay, so that is the syntax where we can declare the syntax with the help of syntax. The struct is a keyword we can use to declare a structure. Okay, next. Defining the structure, how to define structure, you must have to use the struct statement. The struct statement defines a new data type with the more than one member for your program. Here you can develop struct books. So books is the name of structure, and inside this process, give members. You can say public string title, string author, public string subject, and public integer book ID. As we have seen about this book structure in our last slides, here the structure is developed by using the keyword struct. Struct books is a structure name, and in the process we have mentioned the different members. The first member is a title. In our structure, 4 different members are there. First member is the title, second member is author, third member is a subject, and fourth member is a book ID. As we have know that structure is a combination of different data types. Here you can say these different data types. Hello. Somebody has not muted. Okay, it has been muted now. Okay, so structure books. Books is a structure name, and the struct is a keyword. And later on, we have given these all different members. All different members we have already specified, and those members are publicly defined. So these 3 are string members, that is title, author, and subject are string members, that is a character having the character data type. So that is the string data type. And the book ID is the integer data type. See here, public, it is developed as a public. Okay, that is the definition of our struct. Now, just see the example of our structure. For example, struct my struct. You can say this is the name of our structure, and later on the brass is given, and after the brass we have the for example, in public integer, those are 2 members of a the name of structure is a my struct. This struct is a keyword. So the object of a structure can be created. How we can develop the object of this structure? You can see here the name of structure is given my struct. This is the name of object. MS is equal this keyword, and afterwards the my struct is a structure. The individual members of a structure can be accessed by using the dot operator as shown below. For example, how we can access the individual members using the dot operator? Here you can see this is MS dot is equal to, and MS equal to. Combine these two, that these are X and Y are the members, and MS is an object. It is an object of our structure. You can say MS dot X is equal to 10 value and MS dot Y is equal to 20 value. So this is a particularly structure example. We can just see here those X and Y are declared integer data type, and they are declared as a publicly modifier. We can use the local also, or you can use the public, or you can say public or private. Okay. So this is the example of our structure. Okay. I think this much with our lecture. Let us hope that you will get all the things correctly. The structure, we have already used this structure in our C language, and in the C language we can use the struct as also. In the C sharp we use the struct keyword, and that will be represented by the structure, and structure will be represented by the struct as a keyword. Later on we can develop the members. We can develop these members, or we can declare these members as a public or private. Okay, so there are some features also. Also we can contain those structure members, that can contain the fields or methods or constants or constructors or properties or indexers, operators, and even other structure data types. Okay, so that is also very important thing. Not only the members, but we can contain the fields, methods, constant, constructors, properties, and indexer. We know that the C sharp structure have some features. So structure can be used, the methods, that is fields, indexers. Pooja Patel, you mute your mic. So structure have defined constructor, but not destructor. We cannot use destructor in our C sharp structures, and structure cannot be inherited in other structures or other structures. Structure cannot be used as a base class for other structures or classes. Structure can be implemented one or more interfaces. Structure members cannot be specified as abstract, virtual, or static. So structure members will be always private or public or internal, you can say. So we can use the new operator. We can use the new operator to develop the object in the structure. Okay, the new operator cannot be used if particularly if you are instantiated the structure members. Okay, the syntax we just studied the modifiers. That is, we can see here there is a difference between these two things. That is, modifier may be public or private, and structure members are also public or private. So the modifier can be private, public, internal, or public, you can say. This is the modifier we can specify, that is the prefix of our structure. In the general form, if we develop the structure, we first specify public, structure, struct, and then structure name. Structure name is a tag name. And later on, the members of the structures inside the brass. Okay. We can just see here the structure book here. Okay. For example, we can also develop this by using the public or private. Okay. I think we have to stop in our session. The example we have been studied with the new as a created the object. MS object is created with the structure. Okay.
हॅलो, ऐकू येतंय? हॅलो,
सर येतंय.
येतोय ना? हा. तर आता दोघे तिघे विद्यार्थिनी आल्या होत्या. आपल्या लक्षात की बाबा आमचे प्रोजेक्ट इथं हे किंवा आम्ही इकडे गेलो होतो तिकडे गेलो होतो. तुम्ही पहिलं विषय ठरवा, बरोबर. आणि विषय ठरवल्यानंतर काय करायचं, तर विषय ठरवल्यानंतर तुम्ही तो विषयाचे जेवढे काही डिटेल्स आहेत तेवढे डिटेल्स तुम्ही पहिलं कलेक्ट करा. आणि पॅरलली आता काल जे मी सांगितलं त्याप्रमाणे डॉक्युमेंटेशन करायला सुरुवात करा. कारण आणि उरलेल्या ज्या काही आहेत त्या अजून माझ्यापर्यंत पोहोचलेल्या, कारण की 20 की 22च मला दिसतात. आपलं 58 म्हणलं तर नाही, कमीत कमी तर 25 आणि 3 28 29 व्हायला पाहिजे, बरोबर. तर बऱ्याच मुलींनी आपली नावं दिलेली नाही, यायचं मला फोन करून सांगितलं तरी चालत, कारण की आता आम्ही टाईप करायला घेणार आहे ते तुमचे प्रोजेक्ट आणि हे. आणि मी इथं परत कनेक्ट होण्याचं कारण असं आहे की 12 तारखेच्या आतमध्ये आपल्याला हे सर्व कन्फर्म करायचं आहे. 12 तारखेच्या आतमध्ये 12 तारखेच्या आतमध्ये कन्फर्म झालं की नंतर मग तुम्हाला स्पीड येईल. तर मला पण आता काम आहे, तुम्ही फक्त एवढंच करा की 12 तारखेच्या आतमध्ये जे कोणी असतील त्यांनी ते कन्फर्म करून घ्यायचं आहे. लक्षात आलं? काही शंका तुमची? हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो.
नाही सर, काय शंका.
हा, पण शंका कोणतरी म्हणत होतं, विचारत होता, बोला काय. बोला की. हॅलो हॅलो. ठीक आहे, मग चालेल, मी एंड करतोय सेशन.